Page 40, Cathedral Chimes. The top of the page, they're covering a little bit about ledger lines, and they're specifically the ledger lines for the note C. As you know, I hope, or maybe you don't know, but you're about to, because I'm going to talk about it. A ledger line is the little line that we use for notes above or below the staff, because with a staff and 5 lines and 4 spaces, there's only so many notes. That's 9 notes, right? Plus 2 more is 11. There's a lot more notes than that. So in order to get them, we use these little ledger lines and we just stack them up above or below a staff so we can cover all the notes. That's a ledger line. Middle C is on a ledger line. So we've had ledger lines like from the beginning. But they're talking about another ledger line, 2 ledger lines, and they're talking specifically about the note C. So let's look at the note C. Start with middle C. It's in the middle. It's in the middle of the grand staff. It doesn't really look at the way they printed it at the top of the page. They need to bring the staves a little closer together. That middle C is in the middle of the grand staff. It's on a ledger line. And then you have the C above it is on next to the top space, and the C on bass clef is the next to the bottom space. Well, the next C's are 2 ledger lines. So above treble clef, 2 ledger lines is this C. Because 1 ledger line is an A. You see, it goes every other note. Just like the lines in a staff. Look at the staff, the treble clef. The bottom line is an E, and you should know that. And the next is a G, a B, and a D. And then the top line is an F. See, it's every other note. And then the spaces are every other note. They're the other note. Okay. Well, if we add ledger lines, it continues every other note. So the first ledger line is an A, and second is a C. I could keep going. Third one is an E, fourth one is G, fifth is a G. They just keep going. Same thing going down. Below the bottom staff, well, 1 ledger line below bass clef is an E, because the bottom line in bass clef is a G. I think you should know that. And then, so the first ledger line is an E. So 2 ledger lines would be a C. If you keep going, 3 would be an A, 4 ledger lines is an F, a D. It just keeps going. We use C's kind of as an anchor or something where if you're not sure of another note, you can go to C and figure it out. Ideally, you memorize the note. But the idea is know these notes. Know 2 ledger lines below bass is a C, and 2 ledger lines above treble is a C. It helps if you just memorize those notes. We're using those notes in this piece. So let's look the piece over and see what we got. So it's 2 lines long. Treble and bass clef, 4/4 time signature. We got half notes and whole notes. Okay. I'm going to take both ends at the same time because it's so short and I think we can handle it. You're starting out with thumb on middle C here, and you're starting out with second finger on G here. Now what they want you to do in this first line is they want you to use second finger to play all the notes in the treble clef. So it's a G, move up to this G, this G, this G, this G. They're telling you to lift. Well, you got to lift on every one of them if you're going to move. That's really poor fingering. It really is. So use the same like this. It might be very showy if somebody's watching because, oh, look at me. But as far as fingering goes, it's very poor. You see, we don't want to move our hand around any more than we have to. And we're moving it on every note. Much better fingering here would be to just start with thumb and 4th finger. I get the first 2 notes in one hand position, and then come up with a thumb again, and now 2, 5. So I can get it all in just moving one time. And I see nothing wrong with that. However, for the purpose of this, we'll use second finger. And you'll notice the notes we're using is actually a C chord, C major chord. The C, the E, and the G. Well, you have this, right? G, C, E, G, C. It's a C chord. Well, then you got it memorized. If that's the case, then you just have to think about the rhythm, the half notes. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now another way you can do this, just for kicks and giggles, the right hand doesn't have to play all those notes up here. Yep, I missed. Alternate them. Take turns. Left hand, right hand, left hand, right hand, left hand, right hand. That can be fun, and it's good practice that you're doing this. Connect them. I added in the rhythm. That's good practice too. And you can use second finger then on each hand to do that. Different ways of playing it. Now the second line, the right hand just stays up here. Okay. And the left hand, you're down here. You A and a C. And then the low C down here, you got to just lift up and move. Just lift up and move. You may have to practice it because there's no rest. Down here, then come back, same position we were in, is F here, and then here, and then back up again. You're in the same position each time. And then the last one, it's a C and a G down here. Remember the bottom line on bass clef is a G. I hope you remember. Here. So the left hand's moving around a little bit. So the rhythm again is just half notes. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. That's all. As far as articulation go, they give you accents. I don't know why. You don't need accents when it's loud, in my opinion. Just play the thing loud. Forte is loud. Just play them loud. You get the idea? Just play them loud. And you can't connect them because you're going all over everywhere, so okay. Speed is slowly and majestic. Think of Cathedral Chimes ringing out, and they're tired or some reason they're going super slow. So okay, that's fine too. They've added pedal, and we need pedal because of the effect. They're chimes. They ring out all over the place. So in order to do that, we got to have pedal because this is very dry. So we want it to ring out all over the place. So we put the pedal down at the beginning, and here, because it's loud, this is a good example if you want to put the pedal down right before you play the note. Because it's at the beginning, you can get away with it. So at the beginning, I can put the pedal down first and then the note. This way the damper's off the strings, ready to go, and when you hit the note, it just explodes, sort of. You know, we want a musical explosion now. Don't get too vulgar here. It's just... At the end, the pedal and the hands all come up together. And that's the pedal. And by the way, the last measure is soft. And it has to be the left hand because the right hand has already played its note. All it can do is hang on for dear life. It's the left hand you have to play that soft. Let's play this together very slowly and double check you got the rhythm and all correct, okay? I'll give us 4 counts. So we're going to go kind of fast because we don't have any quarter notes here. I'll give us 4 counts. Did I say that? I can't remember. 1, 2, ready, go. 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4.